Good evening, friends.
Good evening. Good evening.
Sir, good evening.
At the onset, let me thank IASMP and all the office bearers, and in particular Dr. Ajayan, for asking me to share my 40 years clinical experience on history taking. Again, let me thank Dr. Murugan and Dr. Paresh Shah, who have been a close friends of mine, and they have spoken a lot about me. My wife was hearing this in the another room and she was very, very happy. So I think anytime I am in problem, I'll ask those two people to come and talk to me. Today, as he has rightly said, that this is a most difficult thing is to take a history taking. When this subject was announced, 2 or 3 my friends called me up. They said, why simple subject? I said, this is the alphabet. Today, all of us remembers A for apple, B for bat, C for cat. From there, you can write a prescription, you can write a poetry, you can write an article on literature, you can write a legal things. So once you know this very well, and I again thank Dr. Ajayan because we have been communicating with each other every day, every night, what should be added and what should not be. And let me tell you that after 40 years also, I feel every case is a new case. Every time I meet somebody, I'm trying to learn something more from them. So let's begin. Shri Ganeshaya Namaha, Shri Kamdevaya Namaha, the God of love. To be honest with you, when I started a practice 40 years back in 1980, at that time, there was no material available as far as the sex subject is concerned. Only 2 words were used: impotency and frigidity. Impotency for all male problem and frigidity for female problems. And everybody thought that allopathy has nothing to offer as far as the sexual problems are concerned. Let me tell you, this was a very big dilemma that how to give a workable diagnosis and quick history. Very important words. Workable diagnosis and quick history. The first question comes to my mind: history taking, is it an art or a science? And I would say it is both art and science, and I'm sure all of you will agree with me at the end of it. When I thought of presenting this subject to you, first I thought, because as you saw, I have conducted many workshops, so I thought that let it be like a workshop. Somebody, couples, one is from the Hyderabad and another maybe from, Calcutta, and we can start talking to them and show exactly, demonstrate what we call a role play, which we do. And we conduct at least for half a day. So I'm going to concise it within 1 hour. Then I thought that I will use my slides. I'll give some of the examples of my own clinical practice. So you will remember it. It will go in your mind forever. And that's how, let us begin. As I said, during the workshop, and the last one you see, apart from Bangladesh, Nepal, and Sri Lanka, the last one, which I was extremely happy, was Pune Government Medical College. 29 February and 1st March 2020, just before the first lockout. 18 hours I was talking. There were more than 46 postgraduates, and they were extremely benefited, and there were 6 teachers. And at the end of the day, they felt that, okay, we need little more. So I must congratulate again organization for giving a right path to all the people of modern medicine. And I think it's the most wonderful work. And as I have been talking to Ajayan, that whenever you need me, just tell me, I'll be always with you people. Now, when I started a practice, history taking, as far as the sexual dysfunctions are concerned, 1897, the first edition of Hutchinson's clinical method was published. It's considered as a Gita, Bible, or Quran as far as the history taking is concerned. Even a vomit quantity, what was the smell, whether the bile was there, whether the blood was there, whether the worms were there, whether the yesterday's food was there, such a detail. But as far as the sexual medicine was concerned, recently there are passing remarks in some of them. The second one, which you see, is Treatment of Sexual Dysfunction by Hartman and Fitian. This book was presented to me in 1985 during the 7th World Congress of Sexology at New Delhi. They had written history taking 36 pages. So you can imagine that no mention to 36 pages. Then Dr. J.V. Bhatt and Prakash Kothari. This is I think, it's my proud possession. This sort of a thing is not available, only in 2 pages, front and back. But surprisingly, they had written about Leydig syndrome, which I have not seen till today. So this was there. When I published first time, when I saw that people who are there working in every corner of India, and when I started that time, there was no access to the net and other things. There were no TVs. Only hardly one black and white TV was available. So the first thing which I did was Therapy of Common Sexual Problem, a handbook, published by IPPF, that is a London base. It's a world organization, and along with Family Planning Association. There, Dr. Indira Kapoor, who had worked with Masters and Johnson, she had given about 6 to 10 pages history. And initially, I remember when I started taking the history, I had to keep 3 or 4 sheets with me, go one by one and ask. I would say initially you may have to do this, but again, a time will come, you will develop your own style of how to take a history, and maybe a quick history. That's what we are going to see. I call the people who are suffering as a silent bleeder. They are moving in society. They are around us. Nobody is understanding their cry, which is there. They are going for a party. They are going outside India for a vacation. Just imagine in a home, a small baby gets 101 fever, the whole home is upset. Neighbor, when they are cutting, and by cutting the vegetable, they cut their finger and the blood comes out, even neighbors will run to help. On the road, if somebody is unconscious, unknown person, people will take them, good Samaritan people, and take them to the hospital. But these are the people who needs your help. And particularly, a survey which was shown that majority of clients wait for doctor to initiate the discussion. And unfortunately, doctor has no time, not trained in area, unfamiliar with the management. So that's why he finds it very difficult, or she finds it very difficult to treat. And the most important part, you must remember this, it embraces the patient. Now, anybody walks in your clinic, you may be a general practitioner, physician, cardiologist, diabetologist, endocrinologist, skin specialist, gynecologist, neurologist, psychiatrist. Can you ask to each and every person about the sexual aspects? And particularly, if you are a male, do not ask any female client when she's alone. If you are a female, don't ask any male. It can be taken in a very, very wrong way. So this is one carry home message which I would like to give you. So whom to ask? People who come with multiple fleeting symptoms. Either it is psychosomatic, what I call it. They may come that there is a headache, weakness, feeling low. They will say with the body ache. They say pain around L4 and L5. They will say that around the genital area. They say they are passing a dark color urine, or there is a scratching, or down below there is some problem. These are the people who would like to wait till end if there is no privacy, and they come to you again and again. So what I call multiple fleeting symptoms. You have taken a good history, you have investigated, you have diagnosed, given a therapy, but people are coming again and again, then you think. And I had one classic case, a couple, he was with one of the multinational and she was with one of the top bank. Both of them were earning in tons, but either he's visiting to Delhi one day or she's visiting to another part of India. And what was happening, you will not believe, more than 18 years they were moving from one place to another. Nobody asked them about their sexual history, and they were moving. And then because it was an unconsummated marriage, 3 times IVF centers they had gone to the different centers, and tons of investigations were done, but nobody thought that they can have a sex problem. So to how to ask a sex problem. So as I said, multiple fleeting symptoms. They are not getting all right. Then how to begin, I'll tell you. You have to be like a radar. There are certain milestones in the life where there can be a sexual problem. One of them is adolescence. Now, around this age, most of the people have got a problem about, they have an idea about masturbation, or size of their penis is small, or dhatu, a semen, which is the most precious thing which is going out. Perimarital area. I had written a complete chapter on his first night failure. Sohagrat, every language has got a different word for it, and most of the film literature, they have all given a lot of importance to Sohagrat. Infertility. Unfortunately, lot many unconsummation of marriage I'm seeing nowadays. And a class of people who will never think, because the marriage is late and then hardly there's time for the fertility. And as I said, both of them are career oriented, then the problems start. Many a time menopause is taken as an end of sex life. On the contrary, they should celebrate that now fear of reproduction is not there and fear of pregnancy is not, then we can enjoy it. About illness and operation, we'll talk a little later. But what I'm trying to say, that you should be very, very clear, like a Sherlock Holmes, when they come to you. Try to think what is the complaint. Try to think what is the person behind it. And then you will be able to find it out, and then you can dare to ask sexual question. Now, male sexual dysfunction, I'll be only concentrating on that today. Sexual response cycle 1966. It was a path thinking by Masters and Johnson, who were Bhisma Pitama of modern medicine. Desire phase, they had lost it. So Helen Kaplan gave a desire, then excitement, then plateau, then orgasm and resolution. And then there is a refractory period during which a male, as the age advances, he may not be able to have again an erection. Now DSM 3, R, 5th, and again DSM keeps on coming every 2 years or 3 years. So it is a diagnostic statistical manual. They have a different way of classification. But I would say simple classification, desire, arousal, orgasm, and pain, if you think in your mind, 90% of the time you will be able to reach to a diagnosis with the simple history. Hypoactive sexual desire, sexual aversion. People get palpitation, perspiration, they feel panic attack when we think of sex. Erectile dysfunction, we'll be talking in great detail. Orgasm, premature ejaculation, I will talk within a minute. And pain, which is again a very, very important part. Now, what happens? As far as the ejaculation is concerned, there is a normal ejaculatory control, premature ejaculation, delayed or retarded ejaculation. There can be an ejaculation and retrograde ejaculation in case of a prostatectomy when the bladder neck sphincter is being disturbed. So there is a wide variety of spectrum of ejaculatory dysfunction, which you should keep it in the mind. But the most important part, even DSM has lost it, and which will be, I tell you, your day-to-day practice. As Dr. Reddy has said about masturbation, same thing. Masturbation, hastamaithun, self-pollution, they call it. Some people call it self-stimulation. Dahas syndrome. Thanks to Dr. N.H. Wig from Chandigarh, he gave this particular word, and this is quite common in all nearby Asian countries, that is India, Pakistan, Nepal, and even Sri Lanka and Bangladesh. Corpus gland secretion. In normal anatomy, people don't understand, and little discharge, they think that it's an and then they would already discharged. Expectation of the sex act. People, what they see in the porn, they want to perform in the same way. 35, 45 minutes, the sex act goes on. Now, these are being edited films. It's not a real film. The size of the penis which they think that they have been given the smallest size in this life. So penile size anxiety, breast size, homosexuality, orgasm, AIDS, and I have put ... These myths and misconceptions are copied from one generation to another. They are like phoenix bird. The olden myths are dying. Today, myths about masturbation is dying as far as the educated class is concerned. They go to Google and they find it out, doctor. We know that this is normal. But newer myths may be coming up. And maybe after a year or two, we'll be talking about the COVID myths also. When I started my practice, I used to say a golden sentence very, very loudly in a dramatic way. That power of erection is present from cradle to grave. If it is not there, it is mostly psychogenic. Only 7 to 10% of the cases, you may find that there are problems or congenital problem or some endocrine problem or some injuries around the pelvic region. Today I say 85% of the cases, you'll be able to find some organicity. But don't jump to conclusion. Don't try to put that psychogenic and organogenic or it's an organic problem. It's always a mixed problem. Even the people who has a diabetes and there are no problem, but when they go to Google, they find it causes erectile dysfunction. So it is neither only psychogenic or organic, it is a mixed variety. But today, as I said, more and more knowledge about the human sexual response cycle, more and more knowledge about the hormones, then also the knowledge about the recent investigation and PDE5, the things have changed than what we have started practicing. This is a very, very interesting slide which I would like to show every time. This was a study which was done in 1,290 people between the age of 40 years and 70 years. It's known as Massachusetts Male Aging Study. This was longitudinal study, nearly for 8 years, 1987 to 1995. And what is most interesting, 52% people will have an erectile dysfunction, either minimum, moderate, or complete by the age of 70. So this you are going to see day in and day out. And they say by 2020, 30 million people will have erectile dysfunction. So you are going to see this case is whichever branch or whichever place you are. And when Ajay asked me to study more and get something more detail, I was going through along with this. One of the article which I came across, they say you only talk about 300 million people, but have you thought that maybe equally or little less number of female partner will be affected? So it's a huge, major problem which we are going to see in life. 6% of endocrine diseases, initial practice, everything we thought that it is due to the testosterone deficiency and hypogonadism. And we were giving tons of testosterone to them. Only 6% and 2 to 3%, 2% I would say, prolactin problems are there, hyperprolactinemia. Radical surgery, 13%. A surgery which is in the pelvic region, which disrupts the blood and the nerves to the organ which have been supplied, or in the spinal cord, or in certain frontal areas of the brain, can give rise to a problem. But the most interesting is 40% of the diabetic mellitus patient. Now we are unfortunately we are a capital of diabetes mellitus. And how does it affect? Vascular, neurogenic, and it also affects the endocrine production of the testosterone. And another are vascular disease, which we do with the heart and other things. So if you see 70% of the cases which you are going to form a large part of your practice, wherever you are practicing or whichever branch you are practicing. Now, very interesting. Canaries in the coal mine. What is canary? It's a small bird. During olden days, when there were not modern gadgets available, so miners, they used to go about 2 to 5 kilometers below the soil, and then again 2 to 5 kilometers horizontally. Now suddenly they used to carry along with them in a small cage canary bird. The bird starts uncomfortable, fluttering the wings, they come to know that there's a poisonous gas which has come. So let's get out of it. So it was an early sign. So what is interesting is erectile dysfunction, people may come to you, but it may be the first presenting symptom man with underlying cardiovascular diseases. If you see, the penile artery diameter is 1 to 2 millimeter. Coronary is 2 to 3. carotid 3 to 4, and femoral 4 to 5 millimeter. So the earliest block will come with the atherosclerosis or plaque, it will be in the, and most important, the endothelium which is being disturbed. So if you get a person of erectile dysfunction, I may say that it may be the first presenting symptoms. The person is harboring either some cardiovascular disease, or many a time I have been able to detect that kindly go and do your diabetes studies. And invariably they were surprised that 300, 200, diabetes was there. Secondly, erectile function is a barometer of vascular health, particularly endothelial system. And we will talk when in future about the PDE5 inhibitor and nitric oxide. We will talk about more about the endothelial function, that how totally today our understanding it have changed. So it may act. So any sexual dysfunction, particularly it is a maximum marker of cardiovascular disease in progression. So if somebody gets erectile dysfunction today, maybe after 3, maybe after 5 years, if the care has not been taken, he may get some heart problems. So this is a canary in coal mine, you must remember. Now, again, a very interesting carry home message. Previously, everything, as I said, came, we thought psychogenic. Then more understanding, we thought, okay, let's find it out. Okay, biological and organic causes. But the most important part is the social aspect. Unless you have a holistic approach of all these three things, your diagnosis, your history taking will not be complete. So organic component, intrapsychic and interpsychic component, and the most important is the relation. Dr. John Bancroft, one of the leading expert on the sexual medicine, he said that we are not treating male problem or a female problem. We are treating a relationship problem. So you must imagine and you must remember that. Somebody asks if the problem is in me or in my partner. Say that I'm not here as a judge. I'm treating a unit. I'm treating a relationship of yours. Now inquire that whether it is a lifelong. It started just at puberty and menarche. It continuously there. Or like a magnet takes up a iron falls, resisting iron or something of that. It's an acquired one. It was not there. So lifelong is right from the beginning. It can be due to congenital or some diseases. Acquired, person has been doing proper and now it has come. Second is if you ring the bell, it's a sudden. Somebody gets a heart attack, it's a sudden. Somebody gets an accident, it's a sudden. But somebody is having diabetes, blood pressure, depression, it's over the years. It's like it may be 1 month or 1 year or many years. So you must imagine that by and large, the sudden which is there, it can be psychogenic, while gradual is the chances that more of organic. I had a very interesting sudden case, next to me, there's a New India colony. And there are A, B, and C types of blocks. In the C type of block, there was a gentleman who was staying with his in-law. Father-in-law was alone. He, his wife, and father-in-law, they were in the only one bedroom was there. And in the middle of the night, father-in-law, by mistake, he switched on the light. And this gentleman was having in a sexual position with his wife. And he got such a shock. You will not believe for 14 years, he could not get an erection. That's a power of mind. And another I remember who was going to the Gulf country and he was sitting in a executive class with his girlfriend and his brother-in-law entered and he got a sudden shock and they thought, okay, it's an end of my sex life. So you must go into detail, sudden by and large. But in case of a sudden, suppose injury is there or operation in the pelvic region or the brain region or in the spinal cord, that sudden post-operatively or post-injury, it can be there. Sometimes some of the drugs, they can create sudden problem. So you should try to keep this in the. Now, situational or acquired. This is again, you will have to be like a Sherlock Holmes. People say that I'm not getting the erection with my wife, or I'm not getting erection with my girlfriend or my secretary. But if you go into detail and when you take a history, when you learn that art, if you ask him, are you watching, when you are watching a romantic film, or if you are seeing a porn, do you get an erection? He says, oh, yes, I get it. Morning when you get up before passing the, oh, sir, I get it. If you are traveling in a train or a bus or in a car, do you get, with the vibration? Yes, I get it. So situational, by and large, this is due to psychogenic and generalized. That means that all places, whether he's masturbating, whether he's getting in the morning, or whether he's watching porn, or with his family, wife, or with somebody else, is not getting in any situation. When a young person comes, by and large, I'm saying by and large, they have anxiety about their size of penis. They feel they have masturbated too much, or the lot of semen has gone. So this you have to keep it in the mind. And I find many people, because nowadays premarital sex has become very common. So they try to take their girlfriend, they have imagined that they are he-men, and during the first time they cannot perform. Now anything, whether it is a cycling or whether you are using a computer or a phone, first time there is a failure. As I said, I had written a chapter on first night failure. And that failure occurs, that creates a more problem. First of all, his self-esteem is gone. Fear of failure goes increasing. He develops his own theory, goes to Google, find it out something, and he comes down with this thing. While in an elderly person, either there is no partner, or a depression, or the low onset of the hypogonadism is there, or maybe he's on a long drug for hypertension or other things. This gives rise to. So in case of a youth, it can be due to psychogenic as the agent. So whenever your client comes, I don't use the word patient. They are healthy people. You think in your mind, am I dealing with somebody who is a continuously right from the beginning, or it has been acquired? It is psychogenic or organic? Is it situational, or in all the things? And I'm dealing with a young person or other. And the most important part is both of them. That we will talk in a minute. Now, why to ask a question on sex? Most important part in the life is, it's not that how long you live, but how you live. So quality of life is a very, very important part. And as I said, it's a duty that survey shows that more than 38 to 40% of the people, they don't open their mouth and ask the question to them. Now, how to start the ball rolling? If you find something, as I said, multiple symptoms are there, talk to them and then say, is it okay if I ask you some question about your sexual functions? And this you can ask when both of them are there or the same sex person is there. This gives a permission. The person is charged, is the client, not you. So he or she will give you permission to ask such question, and then you can ask them how to ask them. Now, what, when, where, whom, why? Do you get a night erection? So many times, people, those who have come to you that I have erectile dysfunction, they say, yes, in the middle of the night when I get up, I find there was a good hard-on erection. Do you get erection when you wake up from sleep, and particularly before they have passed urine? Now here I said someday yes and someday no. During young people, always there. Or if they are into depression, they get little less. Do you get erection when you watch romantic scene or you watch a porn? How is your erection when you masturbate? And here you ask, how is your erection when you are masturbating and with your partner? He says, I enjoy much more with the masturbation. That means he's hooked to masturbation, or there is some relationship problem between him and his wife. Now, how is your erection when you are with your partner? This is the most important part. And he may come out with tons of the things, about the partner, about her nature, about her cleanliness, hygiene, and all those things. So, first of all, you must be comfortable with your own sexuality. I have conducted my talk with 300 women sitting for more than 3 hours, and they were not feeling uncomfortable. And one girl came and said, sir, in the 9th standard, when we were taught a reproduction of the frog, we were feeling it is very, very dirty and vulgar. So unless you are comfortable with your own sexuality, you will not be in a position to take your message further. There's nothing like an uninvolved partner. One may be the cause and one may be the sufferer. So you must always, always ask both the people to come. And many a time, those who are alone, not married, or married and divorced, or they are widower, or they don't want to tell their wife, they are active outside the marriage. They may not, but you must try to get the partner's view of the sexual problem. If they say she cannot come first, you say, I'm not going to examine her. Secondly, you say that even if they are wearing a burqa or they are in veil, let them not do a question. I just give you 4 or 5 questions, you ask them, or let them have an audio meeting with me. Now, when I said audio meeting, one thing you must remember that today, whenever you are writing, either you must write it down, it's a physical meeting or it is a teleconsultation. That word you should remember right now. So I pursue you. I would like to talk to her. And when you are talking to her, say that you go out of the room and let her talk alone. Female are most honest, most candid as per the sex is concerned, while males are hypocrite. Their whole self-esteem is in their penis and in their sex act. So it is easier for them to live with the problem than to say that I have a sexual problems. So most of the people right now, youngsters, you find they have gone to Google Guru. As if they have done a PhD, they come and tell you, doctor, I have got ED. Don't buy those things. And they are much more, they know in detail than what you know. The moment they use word like performance anxiety, moment they use word like spectatoring role, moment they use that there's a fear of failure, think that you are dealing somebody who had gone to Google. Even in cases like premature ejaculation, when you write it down SSRI, if you ask them after a week or 10 days, have you taken? No, sir. Why? वो तो पागल का दवाई है, डिप्रेशन के लिए है, केमिस्ट भी बोला, गूगल में भी जाके देखा. Nowadays, the moment you write something, immediately they will go to Google, find it out, all the side effects. Even if you write a testosterone, no, sir, it can create a cancer, prostatic cancer. Why you have written this? So you have to be very, very well what is happening, and you should be ready with some answers to tell them. Now, first visit and interview. This is identification visit. Who has referred? Who are the people? The best thing I say nowadays is to get their Aadhaar card, front and back. So that will solve all your problem as well, because identification is very important. Some days, some problem comes up, and somebody who has visited to you with another name, you will not be in a position to say who was. So you should have some such thing. And the most important, previous efforts at resolving the sexual problem. I will not see any of the prescription or any of the investigation. I give more importance to the history first. And in the end, I may ask, have you been to anybody, either the advertised people who are there or online, or you are gone to your chemist or you are gone to your friends? What way? And many of them, to my surprise, one of the well-known PDE5 inhibitor, they say we have taken it. But after taking, they were just waiting the erection to come up. Nobody has told them that you need to stimulate after PDE5. So you must know what are the previous efforts of resolving problem. And that will give you why you left that person. What questions they asked. Recently, I had one young couple who was online with Delhi, and they went to some of the doctor over there. And they said he was the most uncomfortable. They are top people in the society, very well known. I would call them, they are from the film line and the TV side. So they said, okay, he immediately told it that gentlemen, leave him and go away in the first session. Do not try to give judgment and do not try to tell such things to your clients, friends. Now, points to keep in the mind while interviewing, and this I may repeat once or twice, because these are very, very important. My 40 years of clinical experience, I have tried to put it in this slide. And some of the things I'll be talking in other slides, confidentiality. Second is privacy. See, many of us, either the doors are open, somebody is walking in, secretary is there. No, you need to have a good privacy. And when I was discussing with Ajayan, he said, Dr. Saab, you give, sir, in such a way your history taking that anybody who is from modern medicine, any corner of India with 2 feet by 4 feet table, three chairs with a pen and pencil and a paper, he will be able to come to a proper diagnosis and proper history taking. So one thing is that privacy is very important. If you are doing cases, because all such people either before you start a practice or at the end of it. So they don't have to wait, because so many times, as Dr. Murgan has also said, it may take 35 to 45 minutes just to get a proper history during the first and second session. Security. Don't leave these papers here and there. It can go to your assistant and it can create a problem. Ask the patient's permission. Is it all right if I talk to you? Because I feel this is one area where we have not discussed. Initiate the talk. We'll tell you how to initiate. Listening skills. Language. They may come and use any other language. सब कमजोरी होती है, दे में से बातचीत नहीं होती है, वो सर्विस में नहीं आता है, कॉन्क्रीट नहीं होता है, many language, मेरा राजा रूठ गया है. So you should, or they may say can, or they may say pussy or John, whichever, or my susu. You should not use a slang language. You should use the medical language. And in a medical language, you can say that 4 words I will have to use: penis, vagina, intercourse, and breast. These are my vocabulary. Find out their occupation. If the teacher, they say you have to say class, period, exam, periods are there, PT class is there, music class is there, 3 months exam is there, annual exam is there, results are there. Same way, this is my vocabulary. If a IT percentage, software, hardware, connectivity, you have to use, same way I have to use it. So medical words you should use, and if you can't use this, English words, which most of the people understand, then use ling, yoni, sambhog, and stan. Your things are quite easy when you have told them before, and say that you are adult. Open-end questions and close-end. This we do, you will find it very difficult. Next time, tomorrow onwards, you start practicing. What is open-end, what is close-end? Close-end, the answer cannot be yes and no. My time is over, yes or no. Are you coming to my place? Yes or no, Do you masturbate if you ask? And in that session, that person says no, then you cannot go further and find it out in detail. So you have to have a very open-end question. Well, friends, young people of your age or even an elderly age, even a partner is there, they masturbate. What I mean to say masturbate means hastamaithun. Commonly, mot marna bolta hai. A self-stimulation. Do you do any of them, and how do you do, and where do you do? We cannot answer in yes and no. So you should practice very consciously open end and close end body language. Now, when I do a video calling, at least I'm able to see a body language. How I'm sitting, if I'm sitting like this, I don't allow anybody that they are watching you. Say I'm talking to you, my both hands are open. Look at gestures, look at their position. It can be again a half-a-day workshop only on body language. And that tells you many things, whether they are speaking truth, whether they are speaking lie, or they are not want to tell you how they are behaving. Many a time I go to my waiting room to call the couple inside. I try to see one is sitting in one corner, another sitting in another corner. That means they are not in a good position. But if both of them are sitting in a very lovey-dovey position and talking to each other, or showing the mobile phone, or showing some magazine, you know that things are good at home. So a lot of things you will learn from body language. Begin with non-threatening questions. What are non-threatening questions? See, I have developed my own style. I say, how is your sleep? And the sleep is disturbed. That means there is some problem, maybe depression or maybe psychogenic, or something is bothering, maybe stress is there. Then say, how many cups of tea, coffee, or milk you take in a day? Do you add sugar or you take sugar free? Do you take tobacco in any form? At night, how many times you have to go to pass urine? See, my tone has changed. What are your hobbies? In the same tone, you can ask about the sexual questions. I remember Dr. Damle, who was from Pune. He was the IMA secretary of Pune. He said, Dr. Raj, when I hear you, I think Monday morning I'll go and talk to them. But when it comes to the patient, I cannot open my mouth. So begin with non-threatening. What is your birth sign? Slowly, you will have to develop a bridge between you and the other person. You will have to develop a trust between you. You will have to develop a rapport between you. Unless you do that, nothing is going to work. And so many times, even after so many years and expertise, I find it takes 2 to 3 sessions to develop that open up. The person may not open up. They are so close. I say our chair is much more difficult than any Dharma Guru. People have not talked to anybody, they will come and talk to you on this earth. And I always say, when you go to your lawyer, when you go to your doctor, when you go to your Dharma Guru, when you go to a girlfriend or a commercial sex worker, unless you become naked and tell everything, nothing will happen. So you should be very, very open. And unless you tell them, even if you have done a murder, go and tell your this thing. Or even if you have done a Gotala, and then go and tell your chartered accountant, he'll show you the way out. You should be non-judgmental, non-judgmental, non-judgmental. He may be cheating on his wife, or she may be cheating on him. Perfectly all right. Your job is to tell them that, well, if you are having a sex outside to an unknown person, are you wearing a condom or not? If you are not wearing, you need to protect. Even if you know that person, you don't know that person's sexuality. And unless you understand this, you can be a serious problem. So it's a very, very important non-judgmental and unconditional respect for your client. Explanation. Kamzori hoti hai. I feel weak. What do you mean by that? Am I not getting erection? Or I am getting erection which is very weak? Or I am not getting spontaneous erection? Or I need to masturbate before her? Or I need to watch a porn? Or I am not able to perform first time? Or I am not able to perform 3 times in a night? Ask the explanation. As I said, north से आते बातचीत नहीं होती है. क्या समझेंगे? मेरा concrete नहीं होता है. छोटे भाई को problem है. Many things will come out. And unless and until wherever you are in doubt, ask them, what do you mean by this? Get a complete clarification on it. Empathy. It's not a sympathy or apathy, it is empathy. Putting yourself into somebody else's shoes, and unless and until you put yourself into both people, male and female, you will not be able to help them out. And that's why the feelings are very important. When in the future we talk about the counseling sessions, Dr. Gil Gordon and Peter Gordon, with whom I had learned the counseling, more than 15 days, there was a workshop at Devlali. The first question he says, what do you feel? You may be feeling, suppose if somebody loses wallet, he may say, "Kare yaar, gaya tha, koi barobar nahi kamaya tha, koi leke gaya. I had taken somebody else's money, it has gone." Somebody will feel, okay, somebody needed it, taken it. Somebody will say, I am a so useless and careless person, may go into depression. Somebody will not feel guilty about it. My father used to say, my wife used to say, I'm bad. So ask, what is your feeling? How do you feel about an incident? It is not the incidents. First time fail and they think it's an end of the life. So many times the best cricketers, they go in zero. Our opener has gone in, you see in the end what they have done it in last time in UK. Tell them that it is not necessary that you should be doing every time. Even Amitabh Bachchan's movie may fail on the first night. So ask their feelings. It may be ordinary things for you, but their feelings. I'm a pure vegetarian, nothing wrong against non-veg. I would like to see somebody eating and try to understand what it is. But somebody put something in my plate, I may not be able to eat that. Once I was called by the Thane, organization. They had after the talk, they had made at night a gala function. They wanted me to open up a champagne bottle, which I don't know, so I asked them to do it. They said that caviar and the best chicken and the biryani, they had brought it, I said, Baba, this is useless. If you can give me a banana and maybe a coconut water, it will be much better. So my feelings, though it was the best, they have done the best thing. So what is your feeling is very important. There is always another day. Never think negative. Today it is not there. This field, as I see from 1998, the way in which we are progressing, pharmaceutical industries have realized that it is a billion dollars business. So everybody is jumping. Everybody is coming down with some preparation here, there, some Ayurvedic, some homeopathic, everything is mixing. So there is always another day. And last, which I'll be talking to you, in the end, more time should be there. What I do, this is one of the secret of my practice. Nobody dies in the sex. As I said, they are bleeding silently. I tell them in the first meeting that I'm a pagal doctor, I'm a different doctor. I'm investing, leave aside the money, my 35 minutes to 45 minutes, 2 sessions in you. So I am interested, I care for my prestige. So unless and if you don't call me, because one of them is not interested, one of want to sabotage, one is just coming for doctor shopping. So I said, unless and until you call me up, I am going to call you up. This is one thing, and you again channelize. It is 4 and 5, my channels are open. Please call me at that time in the afternoon. No other time I'll pick up your phone. So you must learn how to manage the time. Confidentiality. First thing when a couple comes, I say, whatever we or whatever I and you and I and she talks is going to be totally confidential. It does not go to your referring authority, except what is the problem. It does not go to any one of you, cross, or it may not go to my wife who is also a doctor. Or if I meet you on the road, I'll not say hello to you because people will say, how do you know this sexologist? Then they are into problem. Initial phase, it has happened that I had treated a physically challenged and mentally challenged couple. It is a big story. Both the people, they said, unless and until you say we will not get them married, and they said, with your blessing, they are getting married. So kindly come to one of the distant suburb. So I and my wife closed the clinic. We went there, and I was feeling, it is initial year of practice. I was feeling, great. This is the rarest of rare case I'm treating. When I went, neither the father of the bride or nor the groom or mother of, nobody came and talked to us because they felt that how can we talk to him? People will come to know that we are gone to you. So everything has to be very confidential. Now, evaluation of the sexual difficulties, medical history, all of you know, onset, duration, and progress. Psychosocial history, I'll make it very easy. We need not go into the psychiatrist, which go into a very, very detailed history. Sexual history, male and a female history, and a combined history. Now, here I would like to give one example. What happened? There was, see, I'm in a Juhu scheme. So a lot of things in Bombay is a Bollywood. So a lot of filmy people come. So about 20, 25 years back, one of the leading gynecologists, she had checked up. She was a heroine. She said she is normal. The problem is with the husband. And he was a writer. So naturally, I called him because the referring note was saying that she's perfectly okay. When I talked to that gentleman, about 30, 35, 40 minutes, and I said, you wait outside now, let her come in. She fired me like anything. You male chauvinist, you have heard from him. Why the hell you want to listen to me? There I remember one of the old film. I don't remember which language it was, but a murder case, a retired judge, sitting in a small chair, he's been asked, and he calls the topmost people like the CM or the municipal commissioner or the police commissioner. He calls them. So all the journalists comes and take, and he's not bothered. It was one of, I will remember that and I'll let you know. Very good film. How to do a counseling, how to interview. The moment they come, a big person, CM come and he fires this fellow. And he's a, tiny looking fellow. He's looking down. And he says, why the hell you have called me? You don't understand I'm a CM or I'm a police commissioner or I'm a municipal commissioner. He will not look them. Sir, please take your seat. Tell me your name, your age, and your occupation. Same thing I applied with that lady. She sat down. So you tell them that first both of you come in. Both of you talk to me. What is the problem? So if there is some discrepancy, it is being taken care of. The problem, they come, okay, this is the problem, whether unconsummated marriage or erectile dysfunction or she's not enjoying. Then you say, you decide who would be first and who would be second. I want to talk to you personally because there are many things. And as I said, it will be confidential. So one of you be here and other person. It does not mean that the second who comes, I'm going to believe the first one, and you will be given equal time. And if there is a female, I say we are two male. So he gets 49% and you will get 51%. And it is who will give a stamp that are you okay or not. So this is how you have to work. Physical examination and laboratory test, it is not my today's subject. In future, if required, we'll be doing it. Duration. Most important, partner's sexual response cycle. It's very important how he or she is feeling. And last but not least is the motivation. If one partner is not interested, you cannot do anything. So I have my own ways before therapy. I get them both on the same page. And unless both of them agree, and I give them an exercise. And then I tell them that, are you interested in coming? If you're not interested, perfectly fine. Then you decide what to do. You can go to the lawyer and you can separate out. But is it the only solution? Have you ever tried? No, we have gone. Have you tried with me? No, my 0 day starts today. So let's discuss about it. Now, marital disharmony, major things. Today, I'm seeing entirely different world. Premarital sex is very common. Live-in relationship is very common. They are carrying their back experiences with them, with multiple people sometimes. And when it does not happen, and both of them are career oriented. So both of them are dings, double income, no sex. It comes to that. And then suddenly the pressure starts, and consummation of marriage, fight starts, and they go to IVF, one center, another center, another center, which are mushrooming every day. So these are the marital disharmony is a very important thing. Whenever I talk, and I'm telling all of you, do not talk about religion and do not talk about politics, please, with a folded hand. But religious history, why it is important? I'll give you 3 incidences, and all religion are fine. I respect all the religion. It is their own way of doing it. You should never say that what your religion is teaching is wrong. Say it is perfectly right, sir. But today I am telling my experience, my studies, and all over the world, this is what it is. In the past, if you remember, when a smallpox was there, people used to say, Ma or Devi ka kop hai. Now we have eradicated. In the past, if you see that polio or something was there, paralysis, they say, Mata ka rath upar se chala gaya, mane chariot. Today we know that it was due to what? Previously, somebody should die, suddenly we should say that there was some mantra or something, somebody has done it. Now we say that it has happened because of the heart attack or any other reason. So I said my first request, do not try to condemn any religion, respect, but I am bringing this slide. Today, 2 or 3 slides I'll be showing, which I should, because I am considering it should come to your knowledge and how religion plays an important. Dr. Patkar, a leading psychiatrist, senior Patkar, who was my teacher in 65, 60, 66, 67, he taught us that there was a young boy who used to masturbate. Then he came across the book called Brahmacharya Hi Jivan, and not this one, but another one. So he felt that there is something very wrong. He tried to control it. He was feeling like masturbating, or at night the semen will come out. He'll try to tie a wire. Whole night he'll sit. Then he wanted to see that particular Swami, and he went, by train. And ultimately, he could not meet because Swamiji was not available. While he committed suicide at the junction of, Matunga. This is what can happen. Because we have been given that, even in Jainism, one of the book I came across, it's in my possession. They write very, very nicely. The title reads, Jojo Amrit Kumbh Dorai na jai. Beware, the nectar of the life which has been given to you, you should not spoil it. There was an interesting case that when a lady, she was following the Islam Dharma and she came from Bendi Bazaar area. I was treating the couple, but my therapy was not moving. And I asked her, she said the first namaz in the morning before the dawn is known as Fajr ka namaz. And you should be very clean at night. This is what she told me. I have no expertise on it. She said, we should be clean. I said, what do you mean by clean? Then we should not have any sexual relation. Otherwise, I said, then you have to take a bath. I said, if you take a bath, then what happens? No, my sister-in-laws are. Now they were in a joint family. I said, give me a week or 10 days time. By that time I developed, I said, look, one thing, while sitting and cooking, you tell them, all your sister-in-law, that nowadays it's very hot. I have decided every day morning, irrespective of anything, at 5 o'clock, I'll take a bath. Problem was solved. So you must go into detail why they are not doing it, why they are coming up. And again, this will be very interesting case for you. A boy came from Kerala and he developed a post-orgasmic illness syndrome. Again, a Google for the first time. Then I asked my 2, 3 people, urologists, andrologists, even a psychiatrist, and other people, sexual medicine. I said, have you seen this? No. Then I went to the Google and tried to find it out myself. They say somebody gets a trouble with his own semen, that once they masturbate or have a sex, again they feel very weak, eyes become red, they cannot get up for 2 to 3 days. This boy had a serious problem. He was not getting married at the age of 33. He was in a small village near Kochi. So I was thinking how to go with. And again, if you are in a problem, my request to you, even if you are doing 1,001 case, each case is a unique case. So I said, let me use my alphabets. I said, how did you got for the first time? He said, I used to masturbate regularly. I said, fine. Then one day he was caught in the bedroom by his father and mother. Then he was taken to church. Naturally, they said this is not okay and this is not allowed. So he developed but guilt feeling, and again he used to masturbate. From there he went to Kochi in a hostel. Again same thing happened. Some senior people told him it's not okay. Again he went to church, and when he came to Bombay while working, 2 to 3 days, in a month, or sometimes 5 days, he was not going for a work and feeling very low. All medical reports normal. Then when I got into a detailed history, I gave him an idea what to do, what not to do. Socio-economic condition, urbanization and industrialization has created more problem in India. Can you imagine a person's life 3 hours in a Bombay from one end to another, from Churchgate to Vasai is going? How much strength they have for sex? Space is a problem. 10 feet by 10 feet. There's a curtain in between. There's a bed. These are all real stories. On the top of the bed, elder brother and wife, and below that, younger brother and wife. And this side of the curtain, father, mother, and marriageable sister. And joint family. You must remember, mother-in-law and daughter-in-law, the problem occurs. And that's why Ekta's, Kapoor's, Saas Bhi Kabhi Bahu Hoti, that serial goes on and on. So I said, all those factors, you should keep it into mind. Psychiatric history, anxiety at any age, performance anxiety, fear of failure, spectating role, depression. Either the sex problem came in the depression, or depression was first and sex problem came because of the drugs. OCD, they are very clean. They want to have everything hygienical. Hysteria, one case I remember, recently married, and she used to go after 6 months or 8 months, will not open her mouth. She'll go like a, absolutely hysterical condition, and then she had to put into a nursing home and give IV fluid. And when I discussed with her, I found that she had a very serious problem. There was no sex husband was doing. And believe me, it took a very long time to get his confidence in me. And he was a wonderful person. He was taken away from his father by his mother. Mother ran away with some another man, and he saw another man having sex with his mother. And then they separated out. Mother gone, father again brought him back. But that trauma was in his mind and he could not perform. Very interesting. A couple who came to me, and as I said that I called them. So the male came. And he said, sir, how can I have sex when she's totally without hair and bald on the first night? I said, my God, this is a horrible thing. So after interviewing him, I called her. She had a very good long hair and everything. She was fine. And like a fool, I asked her, is it real? She says, what do you mean by that? I said, are you wearing a wig? It's a very beautiful. She said, sir, it is real. That boy was a schizophrenic, paranoid schizophrenia, and he used to get illusion, delusion, and hallucinations. So you must have a psychiatric history. It can be taken very easily. And one question I have added all the time: do you feel somebody has done a black magic on you? And many people will come out that they feel that there is a black magic, and that has happened to their life. So such things are there. Cyber sex addiction. Ask them what particular type of things. MILF nowadays coming up, mother, I love you and want to have a sex with you. Elderly woman, people who have enjoyed with the elderly woman. So I had presented a complete paper on his auntie syndrome. Because if they have to make their girlfriend happy, they have to spend money, they have to go out. While elderly women, they try to find it out. And again, you'll be surprised, this is quite common in Kerala because many people are in Gulf countries. So their wives are having a lot of money, and this is what happens when they get a young boy. They try to have sex. Now, this young boy, they are enjoying. If they want pizza, they give. If they want a new shirt, they will give. She will give you. But when it comes to his marriage, he thinks I have been sucked out and I have lost my strength, and we go. Cyber sex addiction and particular varieties of type. One of the doctor's brother was brought to me saying that he's not able to perform. It was a marriage which was arranged come, love. They liked each other. When went to detail after third or fourth or fifth session, he said that he was enjoying the group sex. How can he have sex with his wife with the number of people? So these are the things which happens. Lot of things have been told, and it is because we have not given them an alternative. Thanks to again IASMP organization for bringing all the modern medicine people together and giving them an alternative or a right way of the treatment and encouraging them. Medical history, we all know hypertension, diabetes, depression, thyroid, hypogonadism. But the most important part is the smoking. How many years and how long? And even tobacco in any other form. This gives rise to a problem of erectile dysfunction. You must remember surgery. Hysterectomy, they think it is an end of sex life. Prostatectomy, after that, there is a retrograde ejaculation. They feel that go into fear and they are not able to get an erection. Mastectomy and ostomies, it creates a disfigurement. And that's why they are not interested in the having sex. And trauma to brain, spinal, or pelvis region. Or even a cycling for a long time, that trauma can also give rise to erectile dysfunction. So I would request you, if any one of these going through such an operation, there should be a pre-operative counseling session. What will happen to your sexual life? I remember during the Houston time, those people used to go for bypass over there. One fellow had gone and he had a bypass surgery there. And he was wearing Rudraksh mala and his complete hole was in his, banyan, the, undergarment. And after 2 or 3 years, when he came to me for some reason, and I asked him, how is your sex life? He cried like a small child. He said, nobody has talked to me. So it's very important that after major surgery, they should be talked to them about their sex life. One thing I do nowadays, baseline sexual history before I initiate the drug therapy. I ask patient to bring all the medication they are taking. Either they are taking Ayurvedic churna or homeopathy or allopathy or something, which has been across the counter they have taken. You'll be shocked to know sometimes 2 antioxidant, 3 multivitamin they are taking for years together. Now, more than 200 drugs have been found to cause erectile dysfunction. Antihypertensives, antidepressants, anticholinergic, antipsychotic, anti-androgen. And 2 things I would like to share, which I have got in my practice. One of them, this particular thing, finasteride. Finasteride, 1 milligram. One of the top Bollywood hero, he was losing his hair. So instead of 1 milligram, he took 2 or 3 milligram. He thought that my hair should grow fast. And believe me, he was knocked down. For 1.5 years, he had no sexual desire and no erection because of it. So this is one medicine It's my personal experience. So you try to see in your case, whenever they say, somebody asks those young people that, do you have hair fall? And one thing is that their desire is lost. One of the topmost builder, his son was not getting married. He must be worth 2 to 300 crores. And when I went into detail, I found that this was one culprit. And at Hyderabad, I presented a paper on it. The other is a bodybuilding proteins. Nothing against any brand. I have just put this picture, so don't take it against this. But this I talked to Dr. Rupin Shah, Dr. Jumani, and others, that many young people who are very good physically, but they find problem. So this is a very query question. The second thing which I have found, that during masturbation, those who do the masturbation while lying down in the bed, they do it exactly in the reverse way. Then rather than stroking from front to back, they are stroking from back to front. They find the problem. So all those things, these are all questions you should remember. Now, alcohol, let me tell you, it increases the desire, takes away the action. But people who are alcoholic, I'm using the word alcoholic, from morning till evening and from Monday to other days, and they cannot live without it, there it is a problem. Otherwise, a small quantity, those who are inhibited, those who fear, they can do better. Smoking, as I said just now, obesity. There are some which are in favor, some say it is not, but it is very important that teach this lifestyle changes to any and everybody who comes to you. And particularly obesity, chances of diabetes, blood pressure, heart diseases, arthritis will be much more. And stress. We are all living in a stress century, friends. The one thing which is disturbed is a sleep disturb. And recently, one or two articles I came across that it is better to find it out, sleep apnea, and do the sleep studies, query vitamin D, vitamin B complex, and other things, Now, sexual history, simple. Find it out whether they have a morning erection, nocturnal erection. History of homosexuality, it's very, very important that nowadays you must have a complete idea about the sexual orientation. And unless you have, it is not good. Now, there are international index of erectile functions are occurring, and that is also very bad. And those are the shades. Now, I had used it because I was a chief investigator for one of the PDE5 inhibitor, which is doing extremely well. It was a multi-centric study. That time I had used it. But to be honest with you, what you say, because in our country, there are many languages that are, and it is very difficult to give a justice. This is my own Ajayan, very, very important thing. This erectile hardness model is available, erection hardness model by one of the pharmaceutical. If you get it fine, there are 4 types of, rubbers are there. One is a soft like a Maggie. One is little harder rigidity, very hard and very, very hard. Now, it may not be available to anybody. And as we discussed, that anybody in the corner of any corner of India, tell them to touch the lobe of their ear. You can touch it right now. It's very soft like a Maggie. Are you getting this erection and you are not getting beyond this anything in any other condition? Think that very severe erectile dysfunction. Ask them to touch the tip of a nose. If you touch a tip of a nose, it is like it's a cartilage. So erection which is in between. Now these are the people who gets, once they are able to penetrate, once they have started doing the things in a better way, then they are fine. Like an old Fiat car. Early morning, used to give them, you have to push them. And then one used to be okay, then used to run whole day, that battery. And third is back of a knuckle. Just try to see. Hard. So if you ask them that which type of, and the hardest whenever you got it, either in sleep or with watching porn or with partner or other partner or masturbating, you know that what is exactly, is it a psychogenic or it is a real? This complete, I have prepared my own way, I have practiced it and I am doing. Now 1 or 2 slides which I'll be giving is a cream of my practice. I'm still working over it and it will be very useful to you. In case of a male, ask, is there a desire? If desire is there in one place or another, find it out. Erection. As I said, the simple way to show the erection is it straight? Is it going towards your feet or going upwards? Simple 3 things. and you find it out the erection. Are you reaching an orgasm? And after orgasm, you're able to ejaculate out. It's like a champagne. Is it like a jhatka? It's like a spot, or it comes down, dribbles down. Is there any pain and curvature in your body? Penis, particularly, just try to find it out. In case of a female, have you got desire for sex? Lubrication occurs. Is there a good foreplay or not? Are you reaching an orgasm? Or is there any pain, either superficial or deep pain? These are the four questions, and the most important, how to judge them. Ask them to tell you on a scale of 1 to 10. 10 times you had a sex, how many times you reach an orgasm? She may say not even a once. She may say 3 times. If you are getting hardness, 1 to 10, what is the level of erection you have got? Hardest is, 0 or 10. Whatever, hardest is 10 and the minimum is the 0. So these are simple techniques without any gadgets in your day-to-day practice in your clinic. You can use it. Now, this is the horoscope which is prepared by me. I ask this question every time to them. Desire, if it is increase, decrease, or very much desire, 2 up arrow, very much down, 2 down arrow. Erection, up, down, or straight. How many minutes it is being maintained? Is there any problem in penetration? Then the position comes up into the picture, the vibe comes up into the picture. Orgasm, and ask that what do you mean by orgasm? So many times people have got different ideas. Ejaculation, is it like a spurts, like a champagne, or it is just dribbles down? Morning erection you are getting, is it good? Masturbation, are you able to fantasize? If they are not able to fantasize, think of some hypogonadism. Sex education has been given to you. Sexual abuse was there. How much is your partner feeling, good or bad? Porn, and are you addicted or particular thing porn you would like to watch? Extramarital. And such questions, if you put it down, the satisfaction of your partner, then practically you will come to this particular thing every time I ask, and within 1 minute. Now, suppose the erection was down, whether it has come to the middle or it has come to up after what PTFA I have given, or the desire has increased or decreased after I have treated prurect anemia. These are the things. Now, in case of a female, desire, lubrication, penetration, orgasm, partner's response, sex education, and the most important is, was there any sexual abuse? It has happened in the childhood or it has happened during adolescence, but they carry in a long way. I had a wonderful lady. She was a wonderful person. She was on the top of one of the top firm, but she was not, and very pretty, but she was not interested in the sex. And when I asked her, she said her father was a drunkard. Mother, she was there, but she was having relation with her own uncle. And uncle tried to touch her, seduce her. When she told her mother, mother said, "Chup ho jao, tum kuch bolna nahi hai." Can you imagine the pain which she has gone through till she came out of the house? These are the things. So you need to ask them in a very great detail. Last 2 or 3 slides, you should always look like a, what I said, detective. What client says, what client wants to say. So client may say, I'm feeling very, very weak. What he wants to say that I'm masturbating and I think I've used myself too much, self-stimulation and self-pollution. That's why I'm suffering. And what he's not saying, which is very difficult to say, okay, when I'm masturbating, I'm thinking of my sister or my mother. So what client says, what client wants to say, and what client is not saying. Kamzori hoti hai, masturbation kar raha hu, and while that I'm fantasizing my own near relative. If you can get gist of these 3, then you are solved the problem. So many times I have been asked, what is most important? One is a history taking. Second is the investigation. which is not the part of my talk today, and examinations. I would say first is history taking, second is history taking, and the third is history taking. If you take a proper history, you will be able to have a workable diagnosis. And as I showed you earlier, that slide, 2 slides, desire this, horoscope. If you follow that, you will be able to take a quick history. Now, pulse from my practice of last 40 years, I would like to share with you. You should be comfortable, knowledgeable, and askable with your own sexuality, confidentiality, and non-judgmental. Partner is must. If not available, try to talk to them over the phone, audio phone, and if not available, ask them 5 questions. How is your desire? Are you getting lubrication? Are you reaching orgasm? Is there any pain? Do you masturbate? Are you interested in porn? And so many times they come out with the partner's things, ask their permission. And don't make a mistake when a woman is alone and you are a male practicing, or a male is alone and or the female is alone and asking the male one. Body language, most important. Study body language. If you see most of the top people, when Putin and Modi is meeting, or Modi and Trump is meeting, they see their body language. They show you exactly what is happening. Listen. Morning erection, fantasy, masturbation, if they are getting erection, think fantasy, there is a problem. Think of that they are having a low testosterone. Sex education and sexual abuse, as I told you, a case right now. Extramarital relation, this is rampant right now. Our marriage system is breaking. Previously, I used to get 1 or 2 divorce cases in 2 years practice. And I used to feel, and they were genuine, either dowry cases, or the person was alcoholic, or he was beating the wife, or something like that. Today, it has become very open. Just if you are not agreeing with it, they say, I like you, but I don't love you, and I can't have sex with you. Sexual frequency. It's very important. It's very important for the healthy being. Position. So many people don't have idea about the position. Even the top learned people. Hygiene. Again, very important. Whether there are long nails, teeth are very dirty, mouth smelling, tobacco, alcohol. And the most important, as I said earlier, also partner, whether he likes the partner, there is an attraction, body attraction, or her behavior with his mother, her behavior, she's trying to be very dominating. Again, you must ask about the complete understanding about the sexual orientation. Unfortunately, recently in one of the webinar, one of the top speaker of ours, he said, I'm changing a homosexual to bisexual. Nobody can on this earth can change. So please don't give. So you need to update yourself every day. Every case is a unique. Please spend your time. Even if you are doing 1001 case of erectile dysfunction, it is entirely different. And so many times, if there are unusual cases, you may not get monetary benefit. If there are nuts and they are not ready to come for the treatment, you may not get, a lot of money. But at the same time, if you can treat one such case, your skills in taking a history and treating the people will increase. So don't try to equate with the money. I say that these are the people who are in distress. Their silent cry is there, and you should be there to hear them. Develop your own style of history. I have given you complete thing. You may be north, south, east, west, wherever you are, whatever it may be, you can decide, and these things you keep it in the mind, and then you'll be. And the most important part is the time and a knowledgeable head on your shoulder. Keep yourself reading. It is ever evolving. It is not a dull, like making some salad, cut tomatoes, cup cucumber, and put some, sauce into it. No, it's a very, very dynamic thing, each and every cases. And what I tell my people, because as I said, nobody is going to die with this. So I tell them, listen, to me, you can call me up between 4 and 5. If there is an urgent problem, call me at any odd hours. Secondly, if you don't call me for the next session, I'm going to follow it up. And this is a mad doctor, but if you do that, because Nobody dies with the sex problem. So you need to pursue them. And it's difficult, particularly when one partner is interested, other is not interested. Last Guru mantra is listen, listen, and listen. It's very difficult for a physician to listen, doctors to listen. We are used to give sermons. Analyze in your mind. And if you do that, the best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The next best time is now. Tomorrow onwards, I want all of you, whatever you learn, please start using. And as I said, after 40 years also, I'm still practicing, still learning. Anybody feels either to with me or against it, please feel free. Because everyone, if I have a problem right now, I ask Ajayan, I ask Dr. TSS Rao, I ask Thareja, I ask Dr. Rupin Shah, anybody, or even Dr. Murugan. So please don't hesitate in asking. Thank you very much for patient hearing. And at the end,